Take your dicks out of the inkwells. No need for an autograph on every single boring-ass clay pot. And that's when you get slower. By now, you've almost definitely encountered an earthquake or two. You're crouching about 4 or 5 feet underground, and the layers on the dirt walls surrounding you might be slanted. At first, you think that's weird, but then whoever is standing 6 feet above you on Earth reminds you that Greece has more fault lines than California does, which isn't comforting when you're down there. But it's the truth, and that's just the business you're in, so you switch to your toothbrush. With the bristles, you can be ridiculously careful. It's excruciatingly slow, but that's the point. Now you're in it, the part that counts. There's small stuff here because the Greeks lived here for a really long time, thousands of years. Remember how long this just took us, how many tools we had to use, and poor excuses we had to come up with just to get down here 4,000 years? It took us 5 feet, and you got to use a shovel for half of it. Now you're holding a toothbrush in your hand, and I need you to do another 1,000. Down past the white togas and way down past the white wine and philosophizing and into the naked, savage, human sacrifice layer of this hillside. What I'm trying to tell you, there's never some dude's foot just sticking up out of the ground. Something happened, you moron. Get up here. Part 1. Chapter 1. We were here. Oh, we were there, all right. And then, she honked. 1 minute we're here, sure. The next, gonzo, dunzo. And let me tell you the pièce de résistance, the coup de grâce, she said. She mixed those two up, so she always said them back to back to give herself a 50-50 shot. Over the past hour, she'd called a half-dozen friends to recount her latest indignity, ensuring a train full of passengers knew every conceivable detail of her most recent separation. It was critical, in Z's experience, to tell these stories as she processed the feelings. Better yet, as she felt the feelings, so she could shape them. This way she massaged her feelings with the very words she used, pummeled them into submission, molded them into benign bon mots. The tears she had no control over. She closed her eyes, having exhausted the slew of friends who'd pick up a midday call, and shook with loud sobs at her window seat. Surrounding her was a jagged moat, pixelated with empty blue cushions, beyond which sat her unwitting audience. More than one pointed cough had been shot her way as she blubbered into her phone. These commuting squares were probably all blissfully married to their high school sweethearts, she thought, and unless they had an ounce of morbid curiosity left to hear how her story evolved on the 6th retelling, they'd better rip off the corners of those Wall Street journals to stuff in their ears. She was going for it, as she felt she deserved to. Through so many similar betweens, between jobs, between partners, she had kept remarkably cool, breezily propelled by the power of polished anecdotes. It was all explainable, fun to explain even, and she'd bounced from one doomed entanglement to another, each of which she wrapped up in a self-deprecating yarn. But she was sick of it. Now, in an idiot's Ouroboros, her own compulsive storytelling was depressing her more than the stories themselves. She pulled a can from her tote bag and popped open the next beer. The crack pulled gazes her way from around the train car, eyebrows rising above their coffee cups. Earlier that very morning, she'd been feeling downright grandiose. Struck with the brilliant idea to carve this eternal romantic sentiment into a tree while on a walk with her boyfriend, if he was feeling linguistically magnanimous. We were here. She drew neither a heart nor initials, nor indicated a time frame such as forever, since they had yet to define their relationship. Indeed, those 3 words would prove painfully accurate.